Hello folks, I found a sale at Azure Standard on some carrots, so today we're canning carrots. Welcome to Unconventional Life. Today we have 4 25 pounds of carrots to pressure can, and we're going to do our best to get through them all. First thing we're going to do is get all these carrots peeled, and then they'll be ready to chop. It can be a little challenging to peel these carrots because they're considered seconds. Number 2 produce is the imperfect stuff that gets rejected for grocery store shelves and is typically reserved for processing. They're also sold at a discounted price. To me, it doesn't matter what shape or size the carrots are because I'm cutting them up anyways and putting them into jars. I'm not going to use these carrots for a fancy dinner where presentation matters. They're just for my family. So if you need to stay on budget, my tip for you is to try to find some number 2 produce, or often called seconds, that you can can up and add to your pantry shelf. Alright, here we've finally gotten enough carrots peeled and sliced that we can start the canning process. I'm just gathering up lids and rings, and I'm going to get a bowl of water and just put my lids in there, rinse them off, and that's warm water, and it will just help soften that seal around the lid. Then I've got a pot of boiling water on the stove that I'm going to use to fill my jars. Alright, now I'm just going to fill jars. So we're going to fill them up to 1-inch headspace, or that lip of the jar there, at the bottom of that lip. I like to give my jars a shake just to get things settled down, see if I can fill a little more in there. The food shrinks when you pressure can it, or when you can it anyway, and I just like to make sure my jars are good and full. Alright, here I've got my boiling hot water, and I'm just going to fill my jars to 1-inch headspace. Alright, headspace is the empty space between the top of the food and the jar's lid. It's crucial for proper sealing, and as the food expands during heating, it prevents overflow and seal failures. Leaving too little headspace forces food out, which can interfere with your seal, while too much allows air to remain inside, potentially causing discoloration or improper vacuums. So the required amount of headspace varies by food. So for example, for jams, it's 1/4 of an inch of headspace, 1 inch for low acid foods. And these carrots are low acid food, so we need 1 inch of headspace. Here I'm just getting my jars filled up. Whoops, I overfilled that one. That's alright. We're just going to go back and take a little water out, pop a carrot out, spoon some out. There we go. Get them all squared away. Alright, now I'm taking a butter knife and I'm just going around the jar and trying to get rid of air bubbles. So I'm just sticking my knife down inside the jars and moving them around a little bit. Alright, and I'm wiping the rims off, so you want to have good clean rims so that your lid can adhere to your jar. So I use a little bit of vinegar just on a paper towel and screw the lids on finger tight. And I'm filling my pressure canner up. You want to have your water be about the same temperature as the water in your jars. It doesn't have to be perfect, but real close, as close as you can get it. So you don't want to put cold jars into hot water or hot jars into cold water, because it'll make your jars break. So just try to get it as close as you can. And we're loading the canner. I can get 7 jars in my pressure canner. Oh, look at those. Aren't those beautiful carrots? Happy to see them going in the canner finally. Alright, we're ready to go. On my canner, there's a little arrow that tells you where to line it up. So here I'm going to show you. There it is on my lid, and there it is on my handle. So for this canner, you just line those up. And then push it closed. We're ready to go. We're going to go with like a medium-high heat. Until we see steam coming out of the top of our canner. And you thought we were done, but we're not. We're back to peeling and slicing. If you're new to pressure canning, I think that carrots or green beans would be a good place to start. They're relatively easy to prepare and get into jars and put through the pressure canning process. So leave me a comment and let me know if you are new to canning or if you're an experienced pressure canner. And if you're an experienced pressure canner, what do you think would be a good thing for someone who has never pressure canned before to start off with? Would you try pressure canning carrots? Leave me a comment and let me know. Also like and subscribe. First batch is coming out of the canner. I've got 2 pressure canners going here, so we're moving the canning process along. So now's a good time for you to hit the like button and subscribe and share our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.